Go to black.
Guys get
Good
set
black.
to match up between our visitors and the Columbus Aviators. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Trying to bring that blizz, huh?
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
1 yard line.
Now a first down carry by Bell. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Rosen. Nowhere to escape.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold.
Who the fuck took Josh Rosen and made him fucking left-handed? What a fucking retard.
On the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Can I change that in the game?
Yeah, you can change your man left hand.
Oh, shit. It's not gonna let me do it. God damn. That is so dumb, man. Yeah. That's so fucking stupid, bro. Like, who the fuck does that? It's fucking annoying.
Come on, set. 90 Wolf. Hey, Delta. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Curley. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room and pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
On second down, it's Bell. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. But just 4 yards on the pickup, and that's good enough to extend the drive. They'll run on first down. Bell, and an alley to run. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
A gain of 3, second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
I know it's coming.
Third down, here's Bell. It'll be a gain of 16 and give them a first down as well. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Bell, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Jackson. Flush to his right. He's got his man. It's Andrews.
Guys, do that much lit luck, huh?
22-yard gain.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. Second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
I don't ball in block, man.
On 3rd down, Bell. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
They'll run it with Bell. And take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Take that defense.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And a lot
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyus Bowser in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. He's at the 30. The 20, and touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Back to throw. Curley. He's got his man, Boyd.
Come on, man!
Going out. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. This quarterback now is 2 of 5 since coming on, but he does have a first down here.
You had the damn ball in your hand, bro.
Lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. On second down, here's Mixon. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl a little bit wide just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window, he fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. On second down now, Mixon. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish
Now that
what they
man
did to
woke
give
up
them
and slide
advantage
over.
on third
That's
down
bullshit.
because they had incompletion on
That
first down, so
bullshit.
they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On third down, Mixon. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's still a few chain links short, it appears, with fourth down coming up.
That's a game here, boy.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
No, we ain't never do none of that. That's good.
And alley to run. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a second and 7.
Y'all just hold him up.
The end result was brute force on brute force. But think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
On second down, Mixon. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Curley. And that will be incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision. And
the kick by Elliott is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on him.
I was.
It sounds like you think the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
48 to Mike. 3 buzz. Mike 48, Mike 48. Hey, that QB's trash.
Jackson down to throw again. He uncorks it for Snead. And that's
come on, man.
35. Touchdown. Willie Snead. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half. The first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your...
Oh, okay. My guy can't make an effort after the football, but his can.
Picked off at the 25. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot. And that gives him a chance to get some points up on the board.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Bell. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Jackson to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away. Now he'll pull it down. It's complete to Snead. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling
Got
pretty good about
in
it.
his zone, baby.
Celebrating the guys who just gave up that play.
That nigga defense shit.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson buying time to his left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Why you call timeout? They call timeout.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more
on.
important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tyus Bowser picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in
I
third
gotta
and long
tighten up on it
situations.
now.
They just took another sack right there.
The offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Curley. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Operating from the gun, Curley. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Give me a dime. I forgot. I rushed it.
Again from the 38
Yeah,
on
my
second
fault.
and 10.
Yeah, my fault. Oh, no, bait, nigga. You still ain't shit, nigga. Good game.
To throw again, Curley.
Man, you still ain't doing nothing.
He's
Protection.
able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right?
That nigga.
You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And nothing.
Call timeout. Call timeout like I do you, man. No, now. Don't call timeout at the end. You gonna call timeout like you gonna give me 2 minutes. You bastard.
Second season, he has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach,
he
his
want to go
offensive
for it and
coaches,
add some
they
shit.
have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking
trying
about
to
going
go
to
for
a
it.
backup.
On first down, it's Bell. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Defense lost by 4 points.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Snead's got it. He will take it in for the touchdown. Willie Snead. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns.
My
here
fault.
so far.
It's all good.
And that interception key as it leads to the
They
touchdown.
run that back.
Tucker with the extra point.
Yeah,
The lead
you
will
know,
swell
I
by
can't
1
force it
more.
though. But they messed
Tucker
over me
now
because
to kick
that
it
was the
away
first
following
down.
the
Man.
touchdown.
Oh, the first down that Cook had, man.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
When you seen it, or you playing Call of Duty? That was a tight game, yeah, boy. Now I got clown. Now I got stop this
The
nigga
offense
from running.
now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown
And
already,
the X
we'll
factor
see
is-
that they rely more on the ground game here.
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the
I'm
ball,
like, nigga,
but for
trucking
the
niggas,
rest of
huh?
the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
On second down now, Mixon. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down midfield. It'll go as a gain of 25.
A weakness trade stop in top light.
At the 25. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted.
Yeah, fucking break, man.
Anthony Averett picks it. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Hey.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about this.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of
kick
pride.
out to your ass
They're
all
doing
the
every
time.
job wanting to keep that guy clean.
No
They want that
guarantee, y'all.
uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Ready? Eight together. 54. Line 54. Quit talking about it and bring it. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch. Let it go.
Now Jackson. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
Fielded just inside the 20. So possession goes over here.
Something different on there.
Possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they
I run defense ain't getting no
changes aren't working. So now
it's our offense got the problem.
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. This offense
He was doing all kind of stuff on here.
50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
He'll be down at the 30. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those,
my fault.
talk about the top plays that these
trying to
guys
get that man.
run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Nah, it was all right. You just came with something different, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do. It's all good.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
I ain't mad at you.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Jackson dancing to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this.
My nigga.
Jackson, his 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told.
I see.
He's taken down back shy of the 20.
I see you kind of jam my man. He double the ball time.
Got it.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. He's got a first down past the 30 and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first. Nothing too fancy there, a simple toss left, but for whatever reason, the defense, they didn't seem ready for it.
Let me continue on with your thought right there, because after the play was over, I kept my eyes on the defenders. Watch them get off the ground, going back to the huddle,
I can
shaking their
switch
heads
defense
and kind of pointing to each other like, what just happened there? I think you were onto something.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the toss, Mixon. Past the 20. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Elliott good with a PAT as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Big man trying to get double. Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to...
And it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Tavon Young in on the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Curley. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
I got to do that thing.
Curley. And it is incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
Oh, come the fuck on, man.
It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew
this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go. Do it.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the
I know you play like cover 4 defense. I know you play like cover 4 defense, nigga.
That didn't happen on
I should went to that man. I should to the other man.
for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Look, everybody dropping back. Look.
Recoup and recover. They'll run here with Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Cover 4 defense spread open. Big snappy.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a
Oh, I am.
affair.
What? Well, my fault. I know you're going to drop back in the zone. My fault. My fault, Mike. My fault, Mike. You know you're dropping back zone.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They face a third down as they try to find a late score. Mixon and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. No reason not to try it there. They do indeed convert on 4th.
Ooh, I thought I had interception.
About 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. This is Mixon on the draw. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That one made sense.
The first of their timeouts.
Oh, he stepped out. I didn't need this. And he was right there, dude. See, sometimes I change him.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Curley, he's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Wow. Damn, everybody was left.
17 seconds left on the clock.
I couldn't do nothing that time.
Curley. And that is incomplete. Down to 15
you
seconds
did that
now. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing again. Curley, now a desperation throw deep down, and this is going to be intercepted.
How is he intercepting that pass? It makes no sense.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Flushed out right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did.